Brothers and sisters, sisters and brothers, Assalamu alaikum, welcome. Raheem here. We get ever and ever close to the end of our troubles, to the end of our enemies. There's so much going on, so much to tell you, and so little time to do it in. And again, it's just myself. I'm teaching, there's people are listening and they're learning. As they're learning, they can shed more light. But we're getting there. The time of the resurrection is at hand. 4 winds about to blow. The stage has been set. Actors identified. Show is about to begin. We had the announcement. Elijah Muhammad was the announcer, but it wasn't the event. Then we have our cast of characters. We have our lead character. That's the way things work. And we have those scalpers out there selling fake tickets. You have a real ticket, you can't attend this show. Your name is not in the Lamb's Book of Life. False ticket's not going to work. But they're out there. And you have all the competing shows. Hey man, come to my show. Come down here. Listen to me. Okay. You know, if you picture a chute, you know, like a slide, right? And each on these, and the sides like a chute, right? It has sides to it, right? And the sides have magnets on both sides all the way down. And each magnet, as you get closer and closer to the bottom, the magnets get stronger and stronger and stronger. And then you're at the top of them, you got the steel ball. And you're rolling the steel ball down it. See? Some steel balls don't make it. See? Because they get caught up by one of the magnets. Because the magnets get stronger and stronger as they close to the bottom. And some just can't make it. Can't get enough velocity, you know, to get past all the magnets. And that's what we are like. That's what it's like nowadays. Only a few would make it. It says many went out, only a few came back. Because all these clowns, those are magnets. So they get stronger and stronger and stronger. As you get closer and closer, then you have some, I say, hey man, we broke the seals. And they could be stealing the stuff I've been telling you. That's one of the reasons why I parse out like as I do. But yeah, man, they're going to be stealing this actual words, using it, say it's theirs. Because they're working for Satan, working for the devil, and they've been told what to do. See, they see, you know, they use Elijah Muhammad's words, and we're going to talk about it in a minute. They use his words, see, to catch you, because Farrakhan used his words as bait. You know, you put a worm, you figure out what type of fish. So you can't use any kind of bait. A wise fisherman figures out the proper bait for the type of fish he's trying to catch. And they're trying to catch the seed of Abraham, and so they're using Elijah Muhammad's teachings to get them. But once the fish bites, it gets caught on the hook. It's a whole different story. See, he gets something else besides that worm after that. And he ain't gonna like it. See, because once you get in, you don't get Master the Black Man. You don't get Fall of America. You don't get any of that stuff. Our Savior's arrived. You don't get any of that. You get Scientology, philosophy, Sunniism, let me just point out one thing. I'm not going to show the video. If you go watch NOI.org, this is a common theme, right? Now they tell you, Allah is a man, God's a man, God's a man. It can't be anything else but a man. See, that's like Mama's teaching, right? And then just watch it. I mean, I'm not going to play the video tonight because I want to keep focused on one particular thing. But then he goes and says, well, you didn't make you, God made you. See? And you didn't make the sperm, God made the sperm. You didn't make the egg, God made the egg. He just made the baby through you. Okay. Just for the sake of argument, just say it's true. Say it's true. Then you didn't do it, and your wife didn't do it, but God's a man and God did it, so what man did that? You see what I'm saying? Makes no damn sense. It's stupid as hell. What man did that? If Farah did that, and say, Farah's really my father? So Farah's going around making all the sperm and all the eggs. He's doing all this. Because he said, God's a man. But then you didn't make the sperm, so God had to do it, right? So you say, that's Farah's doing it? You see, it makes no damn sense. That's Sunnism, because Sunnism makes no sense. None of that stuff that they say it makes any sense. It's so-told superstition. It's 1,400 years backwards. They can't prove a damn thing they say, nothing. It's all confusion. And once you get locked into that, right, your mind's gone. Because you've got an operating system that's out of this world. That's totally screwed up. See? I'll give you a short for instance, then we move on. It starts out right away. And thy Lord, see, they say our Lord, there's nowhere in the Quran says Allah made Adam. See, that's an assumption. Because they say thy Lord. Okay, so go along with that. So you can't make assumptions. So said to the angels, I'm going to make a ruler in the earth. Now, first of all, if Adam was the first man, who in the hell is going to rule? See, he ruled himself. See, Eve wasn't even around. So who in the hell are you going to rule? The animals? I'm going to make a new rule in the earth. But he tells the angels to submit to Adam. Wait, hold it. Now, how can they submit? You can't see them. He can't talk to them. He can't see. How the hell are they going to submit to them? That means he's going to rule them too. So how in the hell are they going to do that when he can't see them, talk to them, or anything? See? I mean, it gets better. See, tell me the logic of that. Because angels, they say angels are not men. They say angels are not people. Angels, spirit beings. See, they have this little thing about how many angels will fit on the head of a needle. See? How many angels fit on the head of a needle. Then you got, did you know? You got one angel on one side, or on your right side. They showed it. You got another angel on the left side, and they record everything you do according to them. I just knocked that one off, so I guess I'm held bound now. Got to knock mine off. Now, we're supposed to command the angels, but we can't see them, can't talk to them. You can't hear them. So, angel, come here. Explain to these people, how come you're not doing what you was told to do? Because you was told, submit to me. I'm supposed to be Adam. You're supposed to submit to me, but you ain't doing it. So come and explain to them, because you're a liar, right? Because you said you was going to do it, and you're not doing it. Well, you don't respond. I don't know, maybe. Can you see him? Because I sure can. It gets better. I remember we was talking about one little thing. This whole thing, see, the whole thing is based on we all from Adam. See? Now, Adam was supposed to make mishma, shed blood. That's what it says. Adam would make mishma, shed blood. That's his nature. But they said that prophet said that we all born Muslim. Our parents didn't make us other than. So if we all born Muslim, and we are from Adam, who was made to make mishma, shed blood, that means Muslims are born to make mishma, shed blood. I mean, that's the logic of it, isn't it? That's what a Muslim is, to make mischief shed blood. Oh, it gets better. It gets much better. Then, Iblis, he refused, hey man, I ain't going to submit to Adam. But see, Iblis is not an angel according to him. He's not an angel, no angel, only go do what God said. But yet, I just asked this angel to do something. He ain't did it. But see, angels don't disobey God according to him. But this one, apparently, if he's doing it, maybe you see him do it, because I definitely don't see him doing it. Okay, so Iblis, I ain't going to do that. So then he gets cursed for not submitting to Adam, but they say he's not an angel, so how in the hell can he be condemned for an order that wasn't given to him? All you sisters in the auditorium, stand up and take a break. Okay, they do that, right? Okay, all you boys, you go into detention. Why? Because you didn't stand and take a break. You didn't tell us to. I don't care. You're going anyway. See what I'm saying? If he's not an angel, then how the hell you condemn him for doing something that he wasn't given order to do? See, it gets better. None of it makes any damn sense. And that's what they're trying to bring over here. They bring that crap over here, 1,400 years backwards. It hasn't worked for them for 500 years. It's obsolete, irrelevant. Now they're coming to and foist what do you call it, a product, a failing product on us. See? That's what it is. But then they say, well, he's going to be made out of black mud fashioned into shape. So, that means, well, you better not tell no Sunni that Adam was black. They ain't going to hear that. But that's what they saying, though. See? Because they say, well, he had to be made out of black mud fashioned into shape. And even, that's the same BS Farrakhan's pushing. Even Elijah Muhammad read the book, he said, that's not correct. He said, that's not what it means. It means that he was made from our sperm. We're the black mud fashioned in shape. He came from our sperm, because if you read further into the Quran, it says they were made from a life germ, a blood clot, which is sperm. But see, they get that all mixed. They can't get that straight. So you have a severe headache right there before you can get any further. This is in the second book, second chapter of the Quran, and you got a major headache right there. We can spend all night doing stuff like this. Makes no sense. No wonder they're confused over there, blowing themselves up. And they tell you, hey man, we told submission to Allah. Nothing happens without Allah's permission. Everything is the will of Allah. Okay, if that's true, then your Adam, right, every time he sends a cruise missile over here up your ass, you should give praise to Allah for it. Shouldn't you? If that's Allah's will, and you say you're submission to his will. So every time he sends him a cruise missile to explode up your ass, you should say, thank you, Allah. Thank you for that. Because it's his will. It wouldn't happen without his will. That's what he wanted. So you should be happy it happened. See, this gets better, but we're going to stop right there. I think you get the point. We don't go into Christianity. Ooh. It's just as bad. All of it is a belief matrix. See, beliefs are not tethered to facts. There's beliefs. This is not a belief matrix here. Islam is mathematics Islam, and if you can't prove it, it's bullshit as far as I'm concerned. I don't want to hear it. Like the Quran said, if you don't bring 4 witnesses, you're a liar. You're a liar. Think about that. You could have saw something, right? Yourself. Now you know it's true. But you don't have 4 witnesses to back you up. So that means God don't care. Allah doesn't care. If you don't have 4 witnesses, he's calling you a liar. Even though you're not lying. Think about that one. In other words, if you don't bring the facts, shut the F up. Because you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You may be right, but you still know what you're talking about, so you don't know what you're right. You can't prove you're right, so you're a liar. Unless you come and tell somebody, say, I don't have 4 witnesses. I saw that. I don't have any witnesses, though. I mean, you shouldn't even say that. But if you come and say, I think this is what the crime means, that's a whole different saying, hey, man, we all from Adam. You see, because you're making a statement. See, Allah, Allah blessed me with this. You made a statement. How do you know Allah blessed you with that? It's like these people here, these Christians. God bless America. God gave some land to America. And do you think what he's talking about? What God they talking about? They must be talking about Satan. Because ain't a word in the world God could be behind genocide and slavery and death and murder and rape. Only Satan, that's the God they talking about. So you come, we're approaching the judgment. You come to judgment with that bullshit, and you see what happened to you. It says, you think this is a joke? See, a lot of you think it's a joke, so keep on joking. Because it says you will be joking in a few minutes. See, we're at the door now. It says you'll be crying and weeping all the way your way to hell. Because that's where you're going. Elijah Muhammad talked about this tyrant. See, that's for you scriptees out there. You see the Abraham, but you reject the covenant. See? If you reject the covenant, then hey, you say you violate the contract that Allah made with you. And Elijah Muhammad talking about that, talking about this tyrant. He says, those of you that are total rejectors, right? He says, you'll be given under the authority of this tyrant figure. He's going to put you in hell worse than we went through for 40 years. He says, you're not coming out of it. He says, your children will be allowed to come out of it after they checked out. See? And if they found worthy, they're allowed to come out. But they'll be tattooed forever. That they were children, right, of these scriptees, these resistors, the rebellious ones. See? So they'll be tattooed, and their children will be tattooed forever. They'll always know that these were children of those people. So keep playing. See, you think this is a joke. There ain't no joke. See, that Jesus that they giving you, you better check that Jesus again. The flower child guy said, no, don't think I come to bring peace. I bring a sword. I come to separate. I come to divide. Mother against father, sister against brother. I ain't come for no BS. It says his day of wrath has come. You see, he said, who will be able to stand? So let these clowns keep their bullshit, because I guarantee you, they won't see the end of the year. I mean, they won't see it doing what they're doing. When the new year come in, they come in like a bang, just like this one came in, 2020. See? But for them, they're going to have a stick up their ass. You see? Because they were stupid and wouldn't listen. And if you out there talking, running your mouth, and you ain't down with this message, hang on. Just hang on. See? This message is clear. And I'm going to make it even clearer today. I'm going to reveal a lot of things today that I haven't talked about before. It was right there before you. I keep telling you. It's right there in the engine. Cannot change anything, but it's right there before you. But like I said, most of you are not paying attention. Those who are, right, they're still learning. And it takes a while. It took me 30 years to get here. So I can't tell somebody that's been looking at it for a few months, hey, how come you don't know this? No, I don't do that. See? But there's no point in having the knowledge if you don't, like the message Elijah Muhammad said, the person who was afraid, who was given, said, if you're afraid to tell the truth, you should never be given the truth. There's no point in that. There's no point in having knowledge of the angel and not giving it out. What's the point of it? They locked the book up. They sealed it, both the angel and Daniel, to be released. And now it's being released. Now it's being revealed. Okay, brothers and sisters. Oh, one other thing. And I'm going to go to this. I'm going to try to go through it in a more detailed way, but not in a long, lengthy way, right? But you see this stuff going on now? See? The whole continent of Africa is virtually non-affected by this virus. See, I've been telling you, they've been hiding this. And now it's coming out. See, it's passing over the original people, but it's getting them. And they said they can't understand. They said if you go and Google it, they actually said they can't figure it out. They said it's a mystery to them. It's confusing. They said they can't understand why it's hardly affecting Africa. It says they can't practice social distancing. They're poor. They can't wear masks. And all this stuff. Said they should be most likely to be wiped out with this. And they said they're hardly affected. Not said one country, the whole continent. That means it doesn't matter if you're Sunni, you're Muslim, you're a Christian, you're a Jehovah's Witness, you're animist. No matter what. No matter if you're from the Congo or from Rhodesia, right, or from Zaire, right? It doesn't matter. It's not affecting you. Very little. So what's the commonality there? Your DNA, being original. And that is affecting a few people, and they're probably demons, because they had their demons too. Remember, they was raped and everything over there too, not to the extent we were. So that's probably the few that are being killed, probably them were the elderly, infirmed. But it's hardly affecting them at all. That's what I've been saying. I'm telling you, all the stuff we're talking about is coming clear and clear and clear, because the whole universe behind us, because we're talking about mathematics. Everything is mathematics. And now it's our time, because mathematics is in our favor. The mathematics were against us for 6,000 years. Now the mathematics is in our favor. And it's getting stronger and stronger every day. So if it's hardly affecting Africa, then why is it killing blacks disproportionately in America? Percentages, not real numbers. See? And the blacks, it's killing probably demons, most likely, or the most elderly, infirm. But it's not hardly affecting Africa, but it's wiping us out here in America. And you know, so I don't know anybody personally that's died from it. I don't. Maybe you do. See. Okay, brothers and sisters, let's move into the presentation. Okay, brothers and sisters, the annihilation of Abraham's seed. Okay. That's the main topic. I just want to go over a few things here, some symbolism. The original nation and angel, depending on the chapter, right? Different symbols are used to define it. When they say 11 golden lampstands in chapter 1, that's the original nation. The 7 lampstands are the Caucasian nation. Gold is symbolic of Islam in the angel, right? Okay. The 7 eyes. The 7 eyes, the original nation is also called the 7 eyes. Let me check something right here, make sure, because I made this mistake yesterday. I'm going to make it again. Okay, we're good. Also, 7 eyes. Okay. The 7 spirits. Those also symbols for the original nation. 7 spirits. Right? At the bottom there, Those are horns. They're special kind of horns. I'm not going to talk about them here because it's not important for what we're going to talk about today. Okay? Because it said that lamb has 7 horns. They're special kind of horns. So I'm not going to talk about that here. On the right, you had there are 5 entities there. You have 4 creatures in the original nation. On the left, the original nation has 1 individual with 7 wings. Each one has with 6 wings. Each one has 6 wings. Then you had the one like a lion has 6 wings. The one like a calf right there has 6 wings. The one like a face of a man, 6 wings. And one like a flying eagle has 6 wings. Right? Okay. So the one there. Now the top 2 wings of each nation is the Islamic part of it. So when you understand that, right? Remember the Islamic part is also the golden part. So that if you put that together on the Asian part, that means that would be the golden part of the calf, or the golden calf. See, and in that case, they're Sunni because the Arabs are part in the India, part of the Asian nation. India, the Middle East, all that's part of the Asian nation, and so Sunnis are the Islamic part of the Asian nation. So that Sunniism represents the golden calf. Okay, and then under that, right, we have the Caucasian nation, only showing 4 of the wings, because the top 2 wings would be the Shia, Syria and Iran. But the earth only represents 4 parts. Gog, Magog, and America, Britain, Eastern Europe and Western Europe, that represents the earth. The Dajjal, the so-called Jews or Israel, they're the gods of the earth. But he's the God of the earth. Right? The one in the center, like you see in the golden part, that's Farad. He's a God. The one in the center is a God, right, of that particular nation or Lord. See, so in the case of Farad, they call him a God. But in the other ones, they call him lords. So he's also a Lord too. But since he's a top Lord, then he's called a God, the God. But Satan's also called a God. So anyway, I just want to point it out so I can help you when we go further. Okay, now what we're going to do here is we're going to go through a couple of the parables in the Gospels, which is also angel, part of the angel. Angel, Revelation is the actual angel key. But all the Gospels is angel. Gospel is just, angel is just the word in Arabic for gospel. So all the so-called New Testament is the angel. But the Revelation is the angel key. Understand that. Revelation is the angel key. Is the key to the rest of it. Not only to so-called New Testament, also the so-called Old Testament. It's the key to all of it. So we're going to talk about the blind man parable. Now I'm going to go into a little detail, but I'm not going into a lot of detail because we can spend all night going into all the ins and outs, but you'll get the message. Now if you read this, I'm not going to read all this. But what it's talking about, he says, there was this blind man, he couldn't see. Right, then he couldn't see. In other words, he don't have any eyes, right? And I'm not going to explain about the hand and all this, because I don't want to spend a lot of time going to all the details, because we can spend all that again, like I said. So I'm going to go into some of the basic things here. But Jesus said he spit in the man's eyes. The man was blind. Took him by the hand. And he spit in his eyes. That's liquid, right? And put his hands upon him and asked if he saw aught. He looked up and said, I see men as trees. See? So if you look down here at the left side, see, that's rain. Now, if you remember, understand chapter 10, right? Like I said, I won't go a lot of detail here, but the top two on top of the winds there is a rainbow. So rain is the 5th trumpet. It's the first one to go down. So it's rain. It's liquid, right? And that's where it goes. I'm not changing anything. Anybody go follow this fine. I'm not changing anything. That's where it goes, right? So let's go there. So that's Jesus spitting in the eyes of this blind man, because the blind man, he can't see anything. See, remember the eyes refer to the original nation. So this don't have the eyes. See? But so when he says, oh, ask him, asked him if he saw anything. He said, I see men as trees. Because see, those two, those are the Shia, the witnesses. They also call the olive trees, they're trees also. Chapter 11. That's what he's talking about. So he still can say, he said, man's trees. That's what he's talking about those two. See? Like I said, you don't understand these things unless you understand the angel. Unless you get understood your key. So he says, does that, right? And then he says, spitting, so, okay. And then he puts his hand on him again and made him look. And then he put his hand on him again. After first he does that, so that says man's trees. And then he takes, right, he looks up and I see a man's trees walking after, first, see, well, I'm not going to go into walking on. Anyway, because, I mean, I could explain all that because that's right there in front of you, but you study, you figure it out. He put his hand, and after that he put his hand again upon his eyes, right? It made him look, and he was restored. See, now he's up there with eyes, upon his eyes, see? And now he's restored. Now he sees men clearly because he has eyes now. That's on the right side. That's what it's talking about. See? Now this is one of the things that Jesus did. See? So he made the man to see. In other words, he's talking about the Shia, he raised him up. That's what he's talking about. See? See, couldn't see, now they can see. Before they could see, saw his trees when they was in that position. Now they're, I haven't changed anything. This is what I've been saying all the time. How did they get there? This explains it. Well, it explains how, don't explain how they got, well, to the extent if you understand what's going on in the background here. See? That's what that's talking about. Now you can go in and look into it more if you want to. I'm just trying to show you how to read these things. It's up to you to go in and try to figure out, you know, the motive behind it and all other stuff. If there's some more profound meaning or whatever, that's for you. Okay? But that's what that story is talking about. And anyone that's been watching this haven't changed anything. That's the way it happens. I'm just showing you this is the strength in your understanding of the angel. So you understand it better and you understand how it works. And you have more faith in it, right? Because faith is teaches the facts and how you see these things keep playing. They keep explaining these things. Because before you looked at, wow, you say, what does that make any sense? He's spitting his eye. Why does it make any sense to me? But now you see. So this is talking about one of his miracles, right? He raised a ship. There was blind people, but he raised them up. See? And they gave eyes. Because the demons had eyes, they was kicked out. Now demons down there, right? They had eyes before. They don't have eyes anymore. They're blind now. Because they was kicked out. They were separated. See? So he gave the eyes to the Shia, took their place. See? And that's Faraz's rod of iron. You need the Daniel to figure that one out. See? Because Europeans, remember in Daniel I said Europeans represent iron? That whole thing. So that would include Shia, right? So now they'd be a rod of iron. I just threw that out there. Now let's talk about the demon-possessed man. Let's talk about that one. I've been talking about that quite a bit, so let me give you what the angel has to say about it. You see on the left there? When I said Nation of Islam, that's the tribe of Levi. They're not the seed of Abraham. Let's talk about that for a minute. See up top there? That's the seed of Abraham. A.seed. They're the seed of Abraham. See? The demons, they're corrupted. The tribe of Levi is not. And Elijah, right? He's one. Well, we see that win there. I should have changed that, but that would be Elijah. In fact, let me do that. I'm going to do that. Hope this doesn't mess up again, because I should have did that, but let me do it this time. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, here you go. That's Elijah. He was ministering to both, right? To chaff and the wheat. I've talked about that in the past. So Elijah is not seed of Abraham either. See? Because the woman there, seed of Abraham, then you got the three demons, they were part of the nation, they were part of the seed of Abraham, they got corrupted. And then you had Levi, that was a grafted in tribe. They was grafted in. So the only thing that's left of seed of Abraham left is the top two. See? And we'll see later that they were hidden. See, that's who they're after. We'll see that in a few minutes. See, when we get there. So I figure I'd talk to it now and get you prepared for when we get there. That's the seed of Abraham. Farad is direct descendant of Abraham. See? Okay. That's the seed of Abraham. The Levi are not seed of Abraham. The Nation of Islam, Elijah Muhammad's Nation of Islam is not seed of Abraham. They're Levites, as Elijah's a Levite. Okay? So there you have it. See? I said I was going to make a few things a little clearer. Okay. So here we have, here's the demon-possessed man, see here, and you got demons all around him. See? And Jesus comes, right? He exposes, right? Legion, which is Farrakhan, expose him, right? He's the one on top of the Nation of Islam, or top of the Levi. He's the one that's speaking for him, right? And he cast them out, right? Because they don't want, see, the top seed, those are the ones that are leaving here, right? That's the one, and Daniel says, those in Lamb's Book of Life, that's the top ones, those are seed of Abraham, those are the ones he's taking out of here. Those ones in Lamb's Book of Life, those ones being taken out of here. It's tribe of Levi that's going through tribulation. It's the Levites. Because at the last trump, right, it says that's when the dead will rise. That's when Suleiman will raise Lazarus. It's two resurrections. The first resurrection was the resurrection by Elijah. The Levites, the widow's son. That's the Nation of Islam, Elijah Muhammad's Nation of Islam. The second resurrection wouldn't take place, read Ezekiel, until the four winds blew. That's about to take place. So it hasn't taken place yet. Once it takes place, they're delivered. It's the Levites that's not delivered because they failed in their mission. They were supposed to prepare a way for, it says, I will say Elijah prepare a way before me. So Elijah, that means Elijah and the Levites. The Levites are part of Elijah. And when he left, that was their responsibility, and they failed. They allowed themselves to be deceived by Farrakhan instead of going out there and getting the rest of raising the rest of the people, keep the program Elijah Muhammad going. They got rid of it, and so now those people are still out there. And so they got to go and get them. See? But Lazarus is going to be raised. He's going to raise Lazarus, right? That's the true seed of Abraham. That's the one on top there. They were hidden. And they're going to be delivered. But the Levites are not. They're going to go through the tribulation. Okay? So that resurrection is about to take place. And that you see right there, that's the resurrection at that point. You see? Okay? And then what happens? He takes the demons. They don't want to leave. They said they want to be. They said they want to be thrown in. Remember, they'd be cast. They were thrown out to their devil daddies. See, they didn't walk away. He says, "Hey, throw us over there." That's what happened. He threw them back to their devil daddies. That's what we see on the right here. See, and they got to fight with each other and run off a cliff together. They just got destroyed together. See? And then you got the Levites, right? See? They're not leaving. See? That's if you understand about the ark is the top 9 pieces there. The ark is float on the water. So the water is part of tribulation. The water is what's called the tribulation. So they're still in the water. They're left behind. You see? Because they don't depart. Jesus said, no, you can't. You got to go back and witness. Not making any sense, brothers and sisters? I'm trying to be, every day I'm going to try to make clearer and clearer and clearer. And I'm working on it, brothers and sisters. I'm giving you 24/7, believe me. It takes a lot of work to put this together, to put these graphics and everything together, and then plus to try to put it in a way that to make it easy to understand, or as easy as possible. So that's what's going on there. See, that's Legion, Louis Eugene Grounds, but NOI backwards. Okay, so I told you, all this in front of your eyes has been in front of your eyes all the time, brothers and sisters. I'm just explaining more. I'm not changing anything. Like I keep telling you, all this stuff is right in front of you. I don't expect you to really see it because it took me 30 years to get here. 30 of a 10 study. See? So I'm not doing much study these days because I spend all the time preparing against information to you. See? Like I said, I haven't used the key to all of the Bible yet. There's still a lot of it. I don't have time to get to it. If I stop do that, I won't have time to talk to you. Okay. So anyway, this is the story. Okay? So I think I need to say enough on this. Okay, let's move on. Now, Jesus walks on water. That's another one. Let's talk about that one. Now, read the story, right? It says, he went up to the mountain. Now, if you read chapter 17, the winds also are called mountains. So here's Jesus went up to the mountains, right? And he's talking about the wind, right? They're also winds. You got to put these things together. They don't say this stuff for no reason. They're trying to tell you something. And it says it was not about waves of water. There's water under it. It's all right there, brothers and sisters. The way, the water, the winds, the mountains, all right there. And he came to them and walking on the sea, right? So here it is, he's walking on water. Some say sea, some say water. So if you notice right here, if you see my cursor right here, right? Okay, this would be the feet. This would be the hands up here. This would be the feet. So here he is, he's walking on water, right? Okay, but now this is Peter. When I say Farrakhan is Peter, they also call him Satan. He's a son of perdition, right? When the disciples saw he was walking on the sea, he was terrified and said, "It's a ghost," and they cried out in fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, "Take courage and do not be afraid." Peter said to him, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." See, so it actually is water. See, some places say sea, but he's on the water, right? And he said, "Come." And Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water. See, here's Peter, his feet again. He's walking on the water, right? He's walking on the water, right? Okay. And he came toward Jesus, but seeing the wind, right? The four winds, he's seeing the wind, right? He became frightened and began to sink. See, he began to sink. See, and stretched out his hand, took hold of him, and said to you, "O little faith, why do you doubt?" You see. So he says, add to all other things about him being Satan, him cutting off the ears of people every time Jesus was woke up. Everybody got Jesus. Jesus got there. They listened to Jesus. He would cut the ears off. Now he says, he has little faith. He's a doubter, among all other things. See, so what's the point here? The biggest point here is they're trying to identify who Peter is. See, once you understand who Peter is, then you go and look at other stuff. Because every time you look at Peter, Peter got crucified upside down. Peter was called Satan. He's Satan. Peter filled the church with demons. See, here they identify who Peter is. Okay, that's the purpose. This is one of the main purposes. Is to identify who Peter is. That's Farrakhan. So once you identify, then you see all those things that associate with Peter. Nothing good, I see. You're gonna fill the church up with demons. When we talk about that parable, people get it all wrong. It says, "On this church I'll build, on this rock I'll build my church, and the gates of heaven will not prevail. Gates of hell will not prevail against it." And people think they don't look read what it says. They don't pay attention to what it says. You have the church, you have the hell, you have the gates in between them. The gates were designed to keep the demons and the devils inside hell, not to keep them out, keep them in. It's not to keep people out, it's keep those in. So you got the gates of hell, right? You got hell, and you got the church. So it says the gates of hell would not prevail against it. So if you don't prevail, you fail. That means the gates of hell fail. That means all the demons came running into the church. He would fill the church up with demons. They think it all backwards. See? So this is one of the things that's telling you here. It's telling you other things too, but primarily, the reason I'm pointing this out is to show you who Peter is, identifying Peter. Okay? Let's see. Do I need to see anything else on here? Well, if you say, he took him by the hand, right? Say he took him by the hand. Well, on the side of the top here, right? I think I said before, these are the hands, these are the feet. So he said took him by the hand, so he's at the hand right here now. So I'm just going to leave it there. Annihilate Abraham's seed. Get rid of us all together. Now, I've been talking about this, so I'm going to go into it more detail now. See, this is very advanced. Well, it's not super advanced, but it's very advanced. So I couldn't tell you like this because you have to lay some foundation. So we're going to break this thing down a little more. What's happening here is that it says the new king that did not know Joseph. Now, if he said Joseph is the one that came into Egypt. See? So the thing is, what it's talking about is the next king after Obama. We talked about that before. So you have to go into priests. I'm not going to go into all that detail now. That's the next one that will bring the plagues down. See? The one before he repented. So this would be the next king after him, a new king that would bring, that's Trump. He would bring the plagues upon Egypt. See? And it says, "Behold, the children of Israel are mightier than we. Come, let's deal wise with them, at least they multiply and come to pass. Then when falls out of war, they also join themselves to enemies and fight against us and get them out of the land. They're talking about seed of Abraham there. And we're going to see, because you have to really break this down. See? Okay, that's one group. Okay, when you go, then it talks about another group here. It says about abortion. You know, abort the males, right? But don't abort the daughters. Then it goes down further about throw them into the sea, right? But don't throw the females in the sea. So what are you talking about? You're talking about 5 different characters here. Okay? 5 groups here. The first group, right? Children of Israel that they're scared they're going to leave, right? Then you got the one that's aborted. They tried to abort the male and the female that's associated with abortion. Then you got the ones thrown in the river, the male thrown in the river, and the female associated with it. So let's go and see if we can make sense of this. Okay, let's read this first. Keep thy silence, O God, hold thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they hate thee, and they that hate thee lift up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy holy hidden ones. Who is these hidden ones? See, they're hidden. And they have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So, you're talking about the seed of Abraham, and they're hidden. See? But they want to get at them. But they're hidden. See, against our hidden ones. See? And they say who they are. That's the seed of Abraham. Remember, it's not seed of Abraham, they're Levites. And they have consulted with one consent, and they are confederate against thee. The Tagmite, Edom, and the Ishmaelites. And I'm talking about other, but Ishmaelites is also, remember I talked about in previous, that Ishmaelites, that's the Sunnis. They're part of it to get rid of you. It says it right there. And the Ishmaelites. Ishmaelites against Israel. Israel is Jacob. That's Isaac. They're against him too. See, it's all in the scriptures. You don't have to make up anything, brothers and sisters. Like I said, it's all there. I can't, it's just one person. And I can't, sometimes I can't tell you still stuff I can't tell you yet. Because it's just too complex and you ain't ready for it yet. See? And it would just go past your head. Some of this going to go past some of your heads. But see right here? If I hadn't explained it to you before, you would understand this. I gave a whole presentation telling the Israelites that Sunni are against us too. It says, for they consult together with one consent. They're all together. That they are confederates against us. All these people that represents all the other nations that are against us, right? The Tabernacle, Edom, and the Ishmaelites. See? They probably said, cut us off from being a nation so we remember no more. See? But they're hidden. See? So what it means they're hidden. Okay, this is what we're talking about. See, it was before your eyes, but you never noticed it. Look what a seed of Abraham is. See? When the women went to the wilderness, they went, the whole thing fell, they fell too. But they were hiding amongst the Sunni. They was hiding in plain sight. They was hiding amongst the Sunni and amongst the Shia. That's what it was hiding. It was hidden. See? They was hiding amongst them. That's what it's talking about. See? I ain't changed anything. Go back and look at the previous ones. That's where they are every time. Okay, let's go to this here. Now we're talking about the new king again. Trump. Now we're going to break these groups down again, right? The top part, right? That seed of Israel, they're mighty. Let's deal with them wisely. Right? Okay. Who are talking about? That's the one that's afraid is going to leave. We don't know who wants to leave. The Levites want to leave too, right? The rest, so they're afraid, you understand, that what comes, we'll fight against them and leave. See? So that's them up top there. See? Okay? Okay, let me just speak this through. I think I missed something here. And then they had a group that wanted to be aborted. Yeah, I should have. Okay, you can go back and look at the whole thing, right? Then they had a group that be aborted. Okay, let me do this. Let me do this way. I'm missing something here. Maybe it's down a little further. Nope. Okay. Something happened. Okay. Something went wrong, so I'm not sure what it is. I'll leave it like this. Okay. You see on the left, right side there? Okay. On the top, you have the seed of Abraham. Next, you have the two demons, one on both, or the reddish one and the white one, right? One's Farrakhan, right? Well, he's like the minister of the NOI. And then you got the Christian on the other side. But the reddish, they represent the pastors and stuff of the Christianity. They're the males. The females are under them. See, we're going to try to understand this thing now, right? So I'm trying to explain what it means. Okay. So on the top, that's the ones that still shrewd them. None of the ones they want to get at, right? Okay. But now there's hints here. So it says, okay, it says, first you want to abort. That's a big hint right there. See? Because that's the male, right? He's the one on top. The first thing he want to do, abort. See, follow, he wants to abort, right? So he says, and that's the male. And remember that's Farrakhan's big thing. His mother tried to abort him, It also refers to their process trying to abort black people, black babies. But it means this too. See? Some of these things have a double meaning, right? I've said that before, right? So it means that too. But in other words, you had the angel language and you had the way it fits into the word. I'll put it that way. Because when I say his hand, well, that's angel language says hands, foot, angel language, right? This angel language here. So it's trying to point out what's going on here. So Farrakhan, right? He said his mouth tried to abort him. Then the next male, they said throw into the river, right? Okay. So that's the one they tried to throw in the river. That's the other male. Remember, on top, the males, one's on top. That's the males. But the females let them live, right? Who's the females, right? Okay, that's the Levites, and that's the demons. So why do they let them live? Well, the main thing here is to point out again, right? See who these demons are, but it don't mean they don't let them live. In other words, okay, we're going to pardon them. That's not what he's talking about here. See, because they plan on killing them. See, it's just trying to explain this, what's going on here. See, so when it says let them live, these are the females. They're the bottom. So put the thing in sequence here. See, can I tell you any more about this? I get too complicated. Think about that for a minute. Again, this is primarily, right, to identify Farrakhan, again, that abortion thing, because he talked about his mom tried to abort him. There's other things here too. I'm seeing how much I can think about this, what I can say about this. Because when you say the females, right, they want to wipe everybody out. I remember I kept telling you before, it's not about gender, it's thinking about gender. No, it's not about gender. There wasn't anything about gender at all. This is what they was talking about. See? So you're defining the demons. I'm just going, well, I have to be very careful about some things I say, bro, because some things I say, I said it, it would just go past you. I'm trying to think how I should say something. What should I say here that would make sense to you? Okay. The two things here talking about is well, okay, let me just say a few things here. The things they're trying to say, point out here, throwing the river, they're identifying who the true seed of Abraham is. Those are the ones they're worried about. Those ones they're worried about. Fight with the enemy, fight against them on the side of the enemies, and then leaving the land, because they're going to leave. That's their fear. Those are the ones they're plotting against. Those ones they're plotting against. You see, they're not worried about the Nation of Islam, right? Under Farrakhan's, because they got control of that. See, they ain't worried about that. They ain't worried about the Christians. The one they're worried about is up there, the seed of Abraham. See, they're the ones they're worried about. You understand? That's what's going on here. That's the ones they're worried about. See, because they were hidden. Remember I said they were hidden. Those ones they're worried about. So it's you read this language here, and it sounds like it's saying one thing. You have to read it carefully. See, you have to read it carefully to understand what they're really saying, because it's disguised. Remember, this thing is sealed. So that's the ones they're worried about. Those ones they're plotting against. Those ones they're trying to figure out who they are. They ain't worried about the other one, because they're going to get rid of them too. They ain't worried about them. So that's the main point here. The main point is them, and the point is who's this one, right? Identifying who Peter is, right? And he has control of the other ones. So they ain't worried about the other ones. Why wouldn't they be worried about them? Because Farrakhan has control of them. Am I getting through to you? And that's one of his signature things. His mom tried to board him. So he ain't worried about them, because I'm not getting too far in too deep into this thing. They're not worried about the other ones. See? Board them, throw into the river. The ones they're worried about, right, is the one on the top. Let's deal shrewdly with them. See? They ain't dealing shrewdly with the other ones. They're dealing secretly. They said, you're shrewdly. See? Deal wisely with them. Ain't being nothing wise about throwing them to the river. See? And letting the females live. We're not wise about that. See? The ones on top. Those are the ones they're concerned about, because that's the seed of Abraham. Remember, this whole thing's about the seed of Abraham, not by anybody else. That's the ones they want to get at. Those ones they're trying to identify. Those ones they're trying to get Farrakhan to draw in. They're trying to get him to draw in so they can get rid of them. That's what I'm going to say on that, brothers and sisters. Okay, this is a 200 million man army. This is the four angels, right? These are also the four winds, right? But it says there will be a 200 million army, okay? Only ones that put a 200 million man army together is China and India. So I'm not going to say much about that today. Now here is a sixth seal, right? Now when they could not get at, see, it was hidden, and that's the problem. That's one of the things I don't talk about. I haven't talked about before, because that's one of the things they're doing. They're trying to figure out who is the true seed of Abraham. They're trying to figure who they are, and they can't. See, because it says they were hidden. See, And so they're trying to figure it out. So then the war breaks out. See? And so what they do is they're just going to kill everybody. They kill all the blacks. That's the point. They're going to try to kill all the blacks. Saints, Nation of Islam, Christians, all of them. In their attempts. Right? That's the story about Jesus again, right? They didn't know who Jesus was. So they tried to kill all the male children. Trying to get at him. Hoping that if they get them, he'd get him too. If I said enough, brothers and sisters, I'm not going to say much more than that. I'm trying to bring it home to you, brothers and sisters. See? Trying to bring these stories home to you. See? That's the whole thing. They try to kill all the male, try to kill all the children, all the male children. See? But actually, they tried to kill, the word saying trying to kill all of them. Hoping they get at the nation, because the true seed of Abraham. Kill all blacks. But they got to escape out of their hands. Because it says Michael would deliver them. At the point of unprecedented trouble. That's a time of death. That's time they was moving in for the kill. See? Because that's what they really after. And they were delivered. Everybody else was left behind. You understand, brothers and sisters? Everybody else was left behind. Because that's the one they was trying to get. See? Okay? That's a true seed of Abraham. That's what it's trying to get. See? They're snatched out just in time. Time of Jacob's trouble. People delivered out of it. Unprecedented trials, time of death. See? And so they can't, and so in their desperation to get after the true seed of Abraham, they wipe all blacks. That's they go after all blacks. See? But God protects them. Why? Why does he protect them? Because there were those who didn't know their right hand from their left. See? So the four winds blow to bring everybody together. Then once everybody's together, the wheat and the chaff together, then the chaff, the demons separate out and throw them back. I'm trying to put all this together for you, brothers and sisters. Okay, golden calf. Now we talked about this, right? This is at the end of this is when the war takes place. At the end of the son of perdition's rule, right? At the end of Aaron's rule, this Sunnism. So what's about to happen? Remember, that's Ishmael. They was in on this too to get rid of us. That's the Shia. I mean, not the Shia, the Sunni, right? And it says they're about to be broken. They're going to be broken in that war. Because it's Michael and his angels fought against the dragon's angel, and the dragon represents primarily Sunnism, House of Saud. And so they were broken and kicked out. That's what it said. Sunnism is about to be broken, ground to dust, and it's not going to be anymore. It's going to be gone. The Shiaism is going to be gone too. Not the Shia gone. What it is, they're going to be resurrected. Their mind is going to be restored. Right? Remember the story about, I told you a story about the man that couldn't see, right? The blind man. Now he has eyes. He didn't be given eyes. The new mind. So they're not believing in Shiaism anymore. They want to accept the Islam of Master Prophet Muhammad. I'm trying to put all this together for you, brothers and sisters. There it is, the golden calf. See, the Shia up there. See, demons down here, the throne, they cast her out. They talk about that. It says about that nation was grafted in, right? They also, the Shia, they get grafted in. They replace the demons. Okay, and they give it eyes. And we talk about the first resurrection, the second resurrection, and we see down here Aaron. Aaron was a Levi also by his mother. They don't talk about his father in there. I don't think they talk about Moses' father either. They may. I don't. I never. So I haven't read. I haven't been visiting all the books lately. But the reason why Aaron is called Moses' brother, because they both have Levite mothers. See, but Aaron had a devil father. That's why she tried to abort him, because he was raped by his father. Okay, and what it says here is that once the golden calf was this during, remember, this is during the war. Once the war starts, the golden calf, the Sunni is broken, right? Crushed. Sunnism is over. It's crushed by Farad and his angels, right? And it talks about Aaron, what happens to the Farrakhan's in Hawaii, the demons are cast out, right? And it says that it was a separation. It separated Elijah Muhammad's followers from Aaron's followers, Elijah Muhammad's followers from Farrakhan's followers. It says right here, and it says right here, every man of you put his sword. It says, look at it. It says most sword people were out of control. For Aaron had, see, Farrakhan got him out of control. It's Farrakhan's. They did this. Farrakhan did. Moses stood in the gate, said, "Whoever is with the Lord, come to me." And all the sons of Levi, gathered him. See, he's telling you, the people in the Nation of Islam, they're Levites. They're not Israelites. They're Levites. So all his followers are called Levites. Right? And he said, let's say the Lord God of Israel, make sure that there's no confusion. See, they show Israel as opposed to Levi. So God of Israel, so he's talking about fraud. Every man of you put his sword upon his thigh and go forth to the gate and the camp and kill every man's brother and every man's friend. Kill all of Aaron's followers, including Aaron. Kill all of them. So the sons of Levi did as Moses instructed. See, these scriptures right there, I'm making clear for you, brother. Make the connections clear, which you didn't see before. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to go back here and show you what I was talking about. If I can find it real quick. Oh no, I had that. Almost there. There. See? Now, on the right-hand side, the shield have eyes now. See? You're blind and have eyes. What's talking about? See? They're lifted up. They didn't have eyes because they were blind. That's what's talking about, brothers and sisters. Hope you understand. See? Anything else I can say about that? No, I guess it's not anything I say about it. Like I was just saying, the Shia will no longer, they'll have eyes, they'll be given a new mind from Farad. There's rod of iron. So Shiism will be gone too, because it's a lot like Sunnism. So they can be resurrected, given eyes. So now you got New Jerusalem, their eyes. So they don't think the old way they think. They don't think the old way anymore. See? They think the way God wants them to think. The right way, the mathematical way. All that superstition, all that stuff is going to be gone. And hereafter, none of that stuff will exist. If you can't prove it, you better not say it. None of that stuff will exist hereafter. Mathematics. If you can't prove it, don't say it. Okay, brothers and sisters. Let's. Okay, brothers and sisters, I think that's pretty much it. I think we covered a lot of stuff. I think I presented some more information. I said I would do that, go into more details. There's still a lot I would like to talk to you about, brothers and sisters. A lot. And we'll get there. We'll get there. Because this is the book of the times. And those of you pay attention, see that. You see, this is the book for the times. The Quran has nowhere near this kind of information. And even if it did, the so-called scholars that did it, they don't know it. They can't find it. They're lost. They're blind. See, and if you're blind, another person tell you to follow them because they can see, how would you know if they're lying or not? See, especially if you can't hear because they got see an eye dog or something, right? How would you know? They got a cane. You might hear him tapping around like Farrakhan does. He got loose eye dogs and stuff because he's blind too. You don't see any of this coming. They've been giving him money for 42 years, right? He's supposed to be their light in the dark, and then when the dark comes, the light doesn't come on. He's a fake, a fraud, and he's about to go. I mean, he's gone already, actually. See, there's things going on that you'll see soon. You don't know about it, you'll see. But you know, I mean, even if look, if you study Injil is our so-called, you know, like the CIA has intelligence. That's our intelligence. It not only tells what's going on, it tells what they think, what their motivations are, and when they're going to do what they plan on doing before it even existed. So how the hell can they beat us? See, we allowed them to come into existence. You think we allowed them to come into existence if we didn't know we could handle them, control them? Come on. So those you learn Angel, you blessed people. Something special about you. Something special about you, brothers and sisters. See. So anyway, here we are. Everything is coming into focus. Now they still hide the fact that Africa's hardly, virtually, and it's supposed to be worse. I mean, no social distancing, none of that stuff. And it's supposed to be worse. And they said, it don't make any sense. They can't make sense of it. I can make sense of it. It's what I've been telling you. That's what the scriptures tell. The scriptures tell us that before the plague even came about, it said what kind of plague would be. It says when the plague would hit and what it would do. I'm supposed to be most vulnerable. I'm 71 years old. I don't wear any mask. And I'm out and about. So if it's not messing Africa, but it's killing us like flies over here, come on. Why is it not mess with them, but it's wiping out black folks over here? See, because they know the truth of it, and they can't have you know the truth of it. Because remember, brothers and sisters, all this is about the Abrahamic covenant, and they got to hide to keep this. But when Israel falls, false Israel falls, there's no hey, the game is up, because that can't happen. According to their prophecy, that cannot happen. Once we brought back to our land, we'll never be removed again, and that's the prophecy, that's the covenant, right? That's the guarantee. And so if they're real Israel, they cannot be moved. They cannot be taken out. Once it's taken out, that's the ball. I mean, that's what they teach all the Christian church, evangelists, they all know that, right? See? But if you study scripture, I'm not going to go into a detail, but it says, if you study scripture, tell you about that. It talks about them, just like this situation. Talk about they surrounded by Arabs. Actually, say they're surrounded by Arabs. Maybe I'll get into that one day. And it says that they was taken down. See, it was surrounded by walls. We're not supposed to be surrounded by walls. And so they would be taken down. You see? Because it said none of them were really true seeds in there. There's a whole book that talks about that, right? There's a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm not going to go into that because I talk about all stuff that explains that, so I'm not going into that one. Maybe I will get to it one day. I said so much time I try to focus on the main things. See? It's a whole book that talks about that. but they're not supposed to be moved. They're going to be moved. And when they go down, right, because that's what they developed, and evangelicals and all these people, they believe that Israel can't, and that, because it says that their first return, see, they said their first return would be under the power of Persia. You must say Persia really represents America. That's what Persia really represents. It said it'd be under the power of Persia. That's what it says. So they think they're talking about, way back in the Xerxes or whatever. No, that stuff happened in the past. They came back they came into the power, as far as Israel, under the power of America. But it says they was all wiped out. It says the next group that came back, the real group that came back, was under the power of God. It's in there. Maybe you can find it. Maybe you know about it. Google it. It's in there. The whole scenario. It says they had to do a DNA test, a lineage test. They did a lineage test and found none of it was a seed. That's what it says. It says because they was praying, it said the Arabs were surrounding them and they had nothing but trouble. They had to build a wall. That's what it says, all of that. They had to build a wall. And they started praying to God. And God said, okay, let's do a DNA test here. Let's do a lineage test, see how many of y'all are Jews. And it came back, none of us, not one. So they're all wiped out. See, and they came under, remember that, they came to the land under power of Persia, under power of America. They were all wiped out. And the next group that came in, they was a true group, right? Right? See? They came under the power of God and they was removed. There's a whole book on it. See, I can't remember the name of the book right now. But there's a whole book on it. Google it, you find it. You see what I'm talking about, it's right there. It's clear as day, especially once you understand the Injil, you read it just like reading newspaper. That's all there, brothers and sisters. So it's corrupt, it's corrupt, it's corrupt. Yeah, scriptures are corrupt, but it's obviously, see. Like that man, he can't see, man. He need glass and everything else. Yeah, but damn, he didn't stop. He didn't fall into the pit, and you did. See, that's what. Well, man, that guy, man, he's nearsighted, man. He can't. His eyes are bad. He need glasses. Yeah, but he not falling in the pits, and you are. So who's the blind man here? See, the angel it's telling us exactly what's happening. We're not confused. We didn't run into COVID-19, 2,020 miles per hour, but you did. So you say that the scriptures are corrupt, they're invalid, they're tampered with. Yeah, but we're not running into stuff. We're not falling stuff, running over potholes and stuff. And you are. And you're anointed, the chief prophet, the watchman. Full of shit. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters.